Hi everybody, Rachelle Jones, Grief Recovery with Rachelle. Today's edition of Quit Carrying the Crap. So this feels like crap, doesn't it? It just feels yucky. It feels like I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. A lot of you could just feel completely disoriented and down, and that can be scary and yucky. So I realized, well, I have a little bit of experience here with life just turning completely upside down, and I thought I would share. Maybe it could be helpful with some of you, or for some of you. So the very first thing I realized, I was full-time military. I was a nurse. I loved my job. But as we decided to start a family, I didn't want to be that military family who's gone. You know, one parent is deployed for 6 months or 8 months or a year, and then we switch places and the other parent. I just didn't want that type of life, which is why we decided to end our time in the military. And so I became a stay-at-home mom for a long time. And then I became a working from home mom with this grief recovery method. So the stay-at-home mom part, whoo! I remember drowning, basically, which could be a lot of what some people are feeling here. You know, change is disorienting. Change brings a ton of feelings from all over the place, bigger than just what's going on right here in front of our face. It could bring all sorts of feelings with it. Bring old things up that you thought were okay, but now maybe they're not. They could do all sorts of things. I mean, that's when my abuse started talking to me, is when I became a stay-at-home mom and I had time for my heart to say, hey, there's some stuff in here that you haven't dealt with properly. And so there's a lot of noise coming at me, and that was just scary and disorienting, and that could be happening for some of you. So it took me about 2.5 years to figure out, what do I do? At first I tried to just keep everything as tight on schedule as I had done with my military schedule. Well, that doesn't work with a baby. And also, the job at home never turns off, does it? Do you all just find yourself feeling worn out and just spinning in circles? But I just cleaned that, and as soon as I clean it, it's dirty again. Or are you maybe having trouble even getting up out of the bed? Because I hit that at about 6 months in. And it was scary for me. I'd never been so low. That was the first time I actually was making a plan to drive over a cliff with my baby in the car, because I was miserable and terrified, and I had all these emotions on top of me, and I had no idea what to do with them. And I sure as heck wasn't going to leave my baby without a mom. I wasn't just going to take myself out. I was going to take my child with me. And so I just recognized that this could be a very painful, disorienting time for people. And I want you to hear very much that you're not alone. Now, grief recovery method is about practicals. This isn't necessarily grief recovery method from a class, but it's similar, and that we have to do something that's helpful, right? For me, something I noticed that I naturally did here with this coronavirus situation that maybe people don't know. In fact, I know they don't, because when people are talking with me, a lot of times the days are just blending into another. There's no separation. There's no, I don't know, there's no structure. There's no forced routine. I don't have to be up at a certain time to log into work at a certain time, to log out of work at a certain time. And that could be so disorienting. So, or also this could happen at retirement. This could happen at a ton of different times of life, when kids grow up and go to college and there's no more, just demand on your time and schedule. So a very helpful thing when you become this at-home person that most people doing this today weren't doing, were they? This is just a huge change all of a sudden. Wherever you are in your journey, it doesn't matter. It still could be helpful. So right away, when this whole lockdown change of life started happening, actually, I just chose to stay home before the lockdown happened. But it was to set an alarm, and I still get up at a certain time. So it's a little later than school days and work days outside of the home. I get up at 6:20. You get to decide what that will be for you, but I get up at 6:20. That way I'm up and I have good time to, unload the dishwasher and get my tea and have my quiet. I like to have like a quiet, private meditation and read and study time in the morning before the house really gets moving. My husband's long gone to work by then. And so just setting an alarm at a certain time and I get up. Like, that's what I have to do. And the day, I give myself grace as far as what the day is going to be. That's not about structure and military style, drill sergeant. The day has to be perfectly tight structured. No, but start with step one of just setting an alarm and getting up at a regular time each day. It does help your body stay in a rhythm. You know, we have circadian rhythms that are going on, and it's helpful to keep that going in a nice, smooth, healthy way. And also it helps us go to bed at a decent time. You know, if you don't budge on the wake up time, eventually you might budge on the sleep time, or the going to bed time, but you'll eventually bounce back in. So I hope that's helpful for you. Just remember to put that alarm, and I do it for my kids as well. They can get up at any time, but no later than 8:30. They have to be up by 8:30, and they have ideas of what needs to be done, including their schoolwork, before they're allowed to have electronics time or whatever. That includes outside time, that includes exercise time. That's all factored in to the things they have to do before they get electronic time. Again, creating some type of structure. I don't even have to talk with them about it anymore. They just get up and they do their schoolwork. It's going to depend too on the age of your children. So again, this isn't about, you know, basic training style, hard militant structure, but we do start our day by a certain time and just have certain requirements on our time before maybe some of the more fun things in the later part of activities. And then it also keeps the energy down in my home, where they're not, can I play a game? Can I do this? Can I do this? They know what's required. So I hope that's helpful for you. Step one, get up at a certain time, set that alarm. Whatever it's going to be for you, do something that makes sense for you and your family. Give grace for just the weird oddball changes in your life, but try to create some type of structure that will help you get started in this is going to be our life for a while, and knowing what to do with your time, because you might not have 2.5 years like I did to blindly feel your way through. I don't want that for you. It was very painful for me, and if I can help you in any way, I'm going to do it. So I hope that is a helpful little tip. Big hugs to all of you. Hey, stop carrying the crap. And if you think this is a helpful little tip, please don't feel scared or wary to share, like, and subscribe. I really could use your help spreading good information to people so they feel seen, heard, and helped. I love you all. Talk to you next time. Bye.